Hey, what is going on, brothers and sisters? Eric Rosen here, your internal strength coach, here to show you how to overcome your greatest challenges so you can shine your brightest light. It is February 25th. It's a Monday, 2019. Thanks for being here. Let's talk today about infinite beauty. What does that mean, infinite beauty? Well, it's about seeing the abundant, infinite, and magical beauty of the world, right? Yeah, sounds too good to be true, right? It's a plot to a Disney movie, right, today. Maybe, but I don't think so. Because of my experience, I've observed that, that this, magical beauty of the universe is quite real, and we can, will it to our advantage. So, what this really comes down to is getting back to a childlike innocence. Even though we have our adult wisdom, we can still see the world with wonder and awe and innocence. We don't have to hoard our negative experiences, our traumas that have shaped a self-limiting belief system over our lifetime. We can get back to this innocence at any point, and we can create just a new outlook on life for ourselves. And I think right now is a really pivotal time to do that, to see again that just like the child had the imagination, all things are possible. And we do this by creating and intending by using the mind. It's again, it's the manifestation process. And I think the way that, you know, what we're able to do when we start using our minds to create our reality and to see this infinite beauty in the world and see things working is actually seeing the synchronicities, what we usually call coincidence, and the signs that come to us in various forms as the evidence that there is an invisible force going on here in the universe, and we can again, choose to co-create by intending and dreaming what we want to have happen and letting the universe conspire to have things happen for us, and we just have to seize the opportunities, right? So, what are some ways that signs and synchronicities show up? If you hear something, and especially within a relatively short period of time, a matter of days or weeks, you hear about something 3 times, something that hasn't been on your radar, and you keep hearing about it. By the third time, it's a lot of times it's something that's trying to get your attention. You can see it when you pray. When you pray for an answer, you can see it show up in a sign somehow. That could show up in a lot of various ways, and your dreams as well. Your dreams are very symbolic of your subconscious mind and the communications that can come in through that subconscious mind from the universe to show you your way. So these are all observations of how just this awesome, beautiful world is working. And you'll miss these opportunities if you're moving too fast, though. The thing is you got to stop and, the metaphor, the proverbial smelling of the roses, smell the flowers, stop and observe the physical beauty of things in order for you to, see the signs from the universe. So, and you might think, like, why does this matter? Like, why does seeing any of this stuff matter? I think it matters because ultimately knowing and trusting and seeing these events is a sign of a higher power, and that it's ultimately, co-creating with this higher power is going to get you the things that you're looking to get out of life anyway, whether it's wealth and prosperity or joy and abundance or fulfilling relationships. My personal belief is that God wants us to have all these things that excite our heart and light us up. But we have to be willing to receive it. And part of that receiving process is receiving these signs, these symbols, these synchronicities, and just taking note. And when we do see them, also acting on them, because we can dream things into existence, but in order to take them to their realization, we have to act on them. So, um, and I think it matters too because, I mean, think about the times in your life where you've prayed, when you're in a dark place, and you pray to God and you say, God, please help me, please help me. Or, you go to church and pray on Sundays. Why only, pray when you need help? Why only pray on a certain day a week? Why only take notice of, God's presence at certain periods of time? Why not make it a point to see that, He's doing things throughout the entire course of your day to show you that this is all real and that, the universe really is a beautiful place. So I think that, we really have to give ourselves permission to do this, right? You have to give yourself permission to slow down and see these things and start to notice that what ultimately all this is just seeing that, miracles can be an ordinary occurrence through seeing the infinite, boundless universe showing up in different ways. And also, I think the reason that this subject came to me today, because it came up, during a meditation and pulling an oracle card on it, that this Mercury retrograde, it's right around the corner. It's March 5th, and it's supposed to be a real doozy, as they say. And I think it's going to be really, really hard to see what's going on in reality. I saw in a meditation a vision of like being at the top of a tree trying to see out, the horizon, and it's fog everywhere. It's very, very foggy. And I think that there's an integration process, that has to take place by, just seeing this magic, this infinite beauty of how the universe is working, and seeing all the signs and just different ways of navigating life that's not just using our, conscious logical thinking, because that's all going to go to shit when Mercury goes retrograde March 5th. So it would be like, I actually had a friend yesterday. She, her phone was broke and she couldn't, didn't have, obviously wasn't able to, use GPS on her phone to navigate the places that she needed to go to that she wasn't familiar with. And ultimately, at one point, she ended up getting lost in East St. Louis. And, she was very concerned, very, very worried, for her safety. But she was going to stop in like a CVS or a Walgreens, and she actually saw a police officer there. So, she approached him and said, hey, I'm lost. Can you please tell me how to get to where I'm going? And he said, follow me. I will show you and get you onto the road you need to be on, but I'm going to turn off. And when I turn off, I want you to just keep going, and that's going to take you where you want to go. So it's just an example of how, we rely on our thinking and our logic to get us everywhere. And it not only can only get us so far, but a lot of times if it's not there, if it's not working for us, just like her phone and GPS wasn't working, there's other ways to get to where you want to go. And that time she got lost in an area that wasn't ideal, but who knows, maybe when this Mercury retrograde comes, we get lost in an area that seems scary, but we end up finding a part of town, in our reality speaking, that we didn't know was there, and it's actually really beautiful and awesome. So there's a sense of adventure and exploration to this too. And using these signs and symbols and synchronicities, your dreams, just all of it is going to help you see that things aren't falling apart, things aren't fucked. You're not lost. Just keep moving towards where you were moving to, and just find a different way to navigate. It's going to take a moment to, if we, myself included, because my days get moving so quickly, being able to slow down and see these things and to really appreciate them, it's an integration process. And so if we start integrating this now, then we have an opportunity to feel at least poised in this new way of navigating when this Mercury retrograde rolls around. So I highly encourage you guys to start tapping into that intuition, and start tapping into just the different ways that that the universe communicates to us. As I hear a bird chirping right now, to me that's, you know, voice of the angels. You know, that's how angels communicate, is actually through the singing of the birds here. And that's one way I know I'm on the right track with a lot of my stuff, especially if I'm like processing or feeling some things. I've noticed that when I'm really on to some truth, using my intuition, I'll hear birds chirping. And you know, this is a time of the year where it is winter, so you don't expect a lot of birds to be out. So it's not like birds are chirping, you know, every 5 or 10 seconds. I mean, I just hear them intermittently throughout the day, and it's pretty much always when I'm on to something. So that's just another example. So thanks for bearing with me squinting into the video. I did want to get out in the sun today. Even though it's cold, it feels good. So, but the message, the content is there, and I think it's really going to help you guys out. So I hope you follow it. All right, you guys take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.